Love, multiversal soul familia. This is going to be our next 48-hour message. And this time we're beginning with a little bit of claromancy, also known as throwing of the bones, also known as dice divination. For a bit of the primary energy for the next 48 hours. So, until Sunday evening, rolling into the Monday rising, starting now, we're going to sprinkle down a little bit of salt. What lands in the salt is valid. What lands outside of it is invalid. Let's go. All right, we actually had one land outside of the salt. So this one is invalid. We have a 2 and a 4. So, a temporary setback due to some sort of caution being advised. And this is the energy of things not being exactly as they appear. However, with the 4 and the 2 added to a 6, this is involving a misfortune that's not affecting the collective, but someone close to the collective. Okay, Holy Spirit says roll it again for a bit more. Tell us a bit more about this air of caution and setback involving someone close to us. Okay, this time all 3 landed in the salt. We have doubles on the 6s, and that 4 is back out again. Doubles on the 6. This is double the misfortune affecting someone close to us. Now, Holy Spirit is saying not necessarily like emotionally or spiritually close to the collective, but more like in the physical. Like, this could be someone who isn't necessarily a partner, a lover, a friend, a family member, but just someone very close nearby. And they are about to be facing some kind of setback. And this misfortune it's doubled. Like, there's no way around it. Something involving travel as well, with the 2 6s and the 4 added together to make 16. This could be someone a short distance from you, or a long distance from you. But there is travel involved that is worth taking. And this is in the physical. This isn't about that inward pilgrimage. This is certainly in the physical. Physical movement. Collective, you could be called to guide or support or both someone close to you, even if they are somewhat of a stranger to you. It could be a neighbor, it could be someone in the community, it could be someone that you know in passing through social platforms. And some kind of travel certainly involved. But for some of you, where the deception lies is in the trustworthiness of this person. It's giving like false twin type of vibes here. Someone pretending to be your friend. But that's not necessarily the only area that deception could lie. They could have got caught up in some kind of deception and may be calling upon you to help them figure out a way to sort through it and get through it. All right, Holy Spirit said one more roll. Here we go. All three landed in the salt this time. That 4 is back out again. Major obstacles. For some of you, this is obstacles that someone deceptive is trying to create for the collective. For others of you, this is a deception that is occurring with someone else that, with the 5 here, could indicate new beginnings of some kind occurring throughout the situation. New information being obtained. Typically, this involves the collective receiving new information or a helpful person entering their life. So this looks like something that could be of some benefit for everyone involved, regardless of the caution that is being advised. Even if it would turn out to be someone trying to deceive you, it would still work out in your favor. And that number 2 is back out again, indicating hidden truths. Appearances being deceiving. Added together, this is a setback, particularly in relationships or health. But also a reminder for us to continue to focus on that resilience that has been coming out for us. So we're going to go into Wisdom of the Hidden Realms next to determine a bit more in terms of this air of caution and misfortune, that it appears the collective is being called to guide and be supportive in addressing. And as a result, something fresh and new is also coming in for the collective. But this is like benefiting the greater good, even with the deception. Like, that's the part where it's like, we're going to dive into that first. Holy Spirit, tell us a bit more about these hidden truths that are not involving the collective. Okay. Immediately in the orbit, we have the web weaver. Synchronicity. Cause and effect. Collective, I'm getting that this is actually involving someone, even if you don't know them very well. Like, you already gave them some kind of cautionary advice pertaining to some kind of hidden truths. Like, it's already been put out there about some kind of deception that occurred. And someone is receiving their karma. And it could very well be that person close to you, but not necessarily emotionally or spiritually bonded. Just in close proximity physically. More signs and synchronicities showing us that someone who was deceptive, perhaps even towards the collective, is receiving their karma at this time. Now, I don't really like to support that kind of message. Like, I don't do return to senders, I do return to source, because the type of energy that has been casted my way, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Not even the ones who brought the drama. We have the Lady of the Mirror, reflection and non-judgment. Someone who is extremely judgmental towards others is reflecting now and recognizing those synchronicities, and where it's like they are seeing now what they created. Like, they are realizing that the backlash that they're dealing with right now, they brought upon themselves. And look, we have 4, 4, 4. So 4s are extremely significant. But we also had a lot of 4s come out with the dice. A temporary setback or obstacle delaying progress. But for the collective, this is going to mean something entirely different. The collective is on the right path, connected with your higher self and trusting in the universe, and aligned with soul's purpose, our soul's truth. So it's being recognized And this is why you're being entrusted with this situation to guide others to navigate their way through the obstacles that they created for themselves. The High Lord of Gratitude and Service. Selflessness, humility, conscious action, and more of those twos. Hidden truths. More is to be revealed to us in the next 48 hours. Even if we already are aware of someone who is close to us being deceptive, we're still being guided by Holy Spirit to not really be selfless, but being careful not to be selfish in a condescending way in terms of communication and taking conscious action. Like when you go to take action with this, leave the I told you so's at the door, in essence. Yes, communication is important here. The word Lord. As well as dishonesty. So now I'm getting that to a degree, these hidden truths have actually been affecting the collective. It's almost like the collective isn't allowed to receive any kind of praise without someone coming out of the woodwork and being dishonest, trying to throw labels, accusations, assumptions, just all out lies, slander, defamation of character. The dream walker, creating illusions. Well, that's enough about the deception. Let's go back into Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. In terms of this reminder to focus on resilience. What's the dealio, Holy Spirit, with these setbacks? What is the deal, Holy Spirit, with these setbacks? Holy Spirit is saying that it is creating delays for us, but not setbacks or obstacles, just momentary pauses. Yes, to pay closer attention, to be more observant of these situations and just really approach it with a fine-tooth comb. Number 11. So we now have two master numbers on the table. Master number 44. And so I'm kind of switching up. Here we go. Master number meaning stability, hard work, and divine support. With that number 4, building a solid foundation. Collective. At this time, you're being viewed as a solid individual. Perhaps you have made a name for yourself without intending to do so. You have made major impressions on another in terms of, even if the financial stability isn't necessarily on par, that emotional and spiritual stability. They see that you are a committal person, loyal. Even if you're unhappy in your current situation, you are still being loyal. Even if this natural ending has been occurring slowly, steadily, without the drama, without the dramatic exits, you're still being seen as faithful and loyal. Fidelity. Even when you have been knowing that it's over, you haven't been deceptive. So this deception is not about you. What it is because of the dependability, the loyalty that you have demonstrated, the stability, even through obstacles. Others are willing to lean into you for support and guidance. This could also be leading the collective towards a more harmonious and fulfilling romantic connection. I wasn't going to include that part, but it is part of that master number 44. Now let's take a look at master number 11. I do not have these numbers memorized. Representing enlightenment, intuitions, and divine guidance. It's becoming more obvious to others that there is a deep connection between us and Holy Spirit. And also something significant about that red-tailed hawk. Those are wings of a red-tailed hawk. So let's look up the significance of the red-tailed hawk. Strength, courage, wisdom, a messenger, a symbol of adaptability, and get this, resilience and keen vision. Beloveds, this is how others are seeing the collective at this time, us and our collectives. Somehow, we bring a sense of peace of mind to others. Embracing inner strength, but also personal transformation. Someone or several someones have been witnessing your transformation. And they're seeing you through a whole different light now. seeing past the illusions. So while some in our environments may be being deceptive and casting illusion, others are seeing through it all. They're seeing that foundation that is well laid. The resilience, the adaptability, strength, courage, wisdom, and a reliable messenger. Yes, so much involving communication is on the table here. Also, something about the humility that you're not afraid to show, even if it means the potential risk of embarrassment. We're being guided to continue to trust in our intuitions, as they are not only guiding us well, but others will be reaching out. And furthermore, leaning in to you as a trustworthy and committal partner in some kind of way. It could be for business. It could just be a travel buddy even, because travel came up. And it could involve romance, other forms of connections, collaborations. Let's see. The Rainbow Prince with compensation and perseverance. They want to reward you in some kind of way for what you do. We're over here creating total paradigm shifts with that Lady of the Lightning. With the integrity of the wise woman of Wonderland. So at this point, collective, either way, others are seeing through the illusions, and they're either butthurt about it and they want to continue throwing shade and hate, or they love everything about it and they want to lean into your energy, not to lose it, but to lean into you for reliable support and guidance. All the aforementioned may even be coming as a shock to some others. Like, how are you even still here? Shocked. One more full pass. Here we go. Holy Spirit, tell us a bit more about these energy exchanges. Ooh, that's a lot. It's divinely orchestrated. It's a calling that has already been in our orbit. It has been noticed by many. The way that we have been able to strategize and navigate. But most of all, Holy Spirit is saying the way that we have trusted in our allies, our A-team, Source and Holy Spirit, to make those major moves, to strategize for us. And in that trust in the Most High has cultivated a deeper trust for others towards us. Like, they're realizing how trustworthy and resilient and solid you truly are. And they're also realizing that you don't put yourself on a pedestal. We are the pillar, not a pedestal. There's something significant about that form of humility that is evident in our environment as well. The Desert Prince. Someone is seeing you as a trusted ally, collective. A messenger, healer. Coming out of survival mode means some healing had to have occurred. For some of you, that struggle may have been the realio dealio since age 19. It's been just ongoing obstacles. But the resilience among all the other aforementioned energies mentioned has become more and more evident. You are a fortress. But also give off that feeling of sanctuary. That feeling of home. Whether they see you as their lioness or simply a divine messenger healer and they want to protect you like the lioness is on standby for the prince, and so is that messenger healer. We don't really demand it, but we certainly do require added protection. And Holy Spirit has been nagging me to be doing some name drops for the people who have actually showed up here and put my safety at risk. I no longer feel safe here, and I've made that known to everyone. And it's not a figment of my imagination. That may have some relevance to you as well. Perhaps some of you have even been getting gaslighted in terms of love and protection, that you no longer feel where you are. 3443 on the timer. Let's take a look at that number. I love mirroring numbers. Hmm. In helping the community, you have to sacrifice your comfort for the better of the people. Resources are scarce, yet you have to empower people with education. Making connections to educational material that we as the collective are meant to impart on others. But aside from the materials, there's also something extremely relevant about self-awareness as well as the awareness of the communities we're in. A need to sensitize other people close to us. And that synchronizes really well with that air of caution and message of concern. A misfortune, double misfortune that has occurred for someone close to us, not necessarily emotionally and spiritually. I can't emphasize that enough. It could be somebody standing in their yard 2 houses away from where you live or something. And they know more about you than possibly you are even aware of. And they are either one of two types of people for contextual purposes. They're either looking to be deceptive towards you, or they're looking to lean into you for support and guidance. Both are occurring. Both are occurring. But it's going to look different and more specific to each one of you. Inner conflict in terms of letting something go. Archangel Michael said that we're actually supposed to be exposing some people as well. But the pause, not obstacle or standstill or delay anymore. It's a pause. See, I was having a very negative attitude about the messages of these standstills, obstacles, feeling stuck. That energy has just shifted. This is someone else who made a conscious choice or is about to make a conscious choice that is not going to benefit them whatsoever. And Holy Spirit said, damaged moral compass due to something that they were in the flow with. and it either just recently happened or it's about to in the next 48 hours. In our immediate orbit, we have, another master number, 22. Again, patience. Patience in general, but also having patience for whoever these people are, whether they are the ones throwing the shade and the hate because they can't stand to see you win or be praised. But also patience for whoever it is that is connecting with the collective. They may come in a bit fired up. The High Lady of Love and Compassion, and right behind that in our immediate environment, but with it being upside down, I just had to turn it upright. Okay, I just had to turn the entire deck upright. So this is someone also in our environment who has been inconsiderate and unkind, to say the least. Busy as a bee, throwing shade instead of honey on our names. But look, this is us in our IDGAF mode. Like, is that so? Oh, that's too bad. You don't say. Too bad. Oh well, who cares? But not in a snarky way. More like with humility, patience. This stillness that we have been experiencing is for our benefit. We're also about to become more disciplined as we become that supporter and guidance, helping another or others in general navigate, strategize situations. Another layer of discipline. This time, not through our own personal experiences, but as a witness and observer, stepping into, even more so, into our calling as that messenger healer and the archetypes. Also in our immediate environment, joyful activities, celebration of life and abundance with the sun dancers. Collective, we bring this kind of energy to others. They feel that abundance of joy within themselves. They want to celebrate every time they have a chance to see you, to be near you. Connecting with you, there's someone in your immediate environment who anticipates connecting with you, celebrates connecting with you every single day. Even if they don't actually like live with you, like in your physical environment, it's more so speaking on everyday connections in our everyday lives. So, what we're going to do, oops, evidently knocking things over. Holy Spirit has a sense of humor. Let's try this again, shall we? Okay. Oh gosh, this bag is heavy. I really just want to grab another deck. Okay. We're going to pull out the Kipper. And if I can find it, the Hungarian Gypsy. I'm not seeing it. Holy Spirit is saying, move along. So, let's clean up the salt. Salt, salt, salt. Do like Grandma used to do and whoop, over the shoulder. There's still a little bit remaining on the table. That's fine. It's fine. It really is fine. And it's just salt, guys. Just salt. Next 48 hours. A bit more details in terms of what we have to look forward to or not to look forward to in terms of these encounters in the next 48 hours. Someone really leaning in for guidance and support. At the bottom of the deck, we have courthouse, but this doesn't necessarily have to mean an actual physical courthouse. Collective, you could be viewed as someone who is really good at calling the shots with something involving being unbiased. Like, even if you do consider this person who's not really much more than an acquaintance, but you may consider them a friend. They look at you like you really got it together. And even the ones who want to hate they're just like, yeah, they really are the real deal, and that's why we have to destroy her, or that's why we have to destroy him. We have to silence them. Collective, there is someone in the orbit, perhaps even several someones, trying to silence you. I just heard a gag order. Somebody's going to turn on the tears and try to get a gag order or something. It's not going to work because the type of support and guidance that you have to offer is recognized as the official or the real deal. For some of you, there may be a divorce. Also, for some of you, not getting ready to go through a divorce, or going through a divorce, or just went through a divorce. This involves some kind of negotiations. Recently, collective, no matter the type of relationships, they have been required to undergo some kind of a test. But you passed that test, demonstrating even more so that regardless of your current circumstances and where you are right now, you are still seen as loyal, faithful, committal, trustworthy, solid. A decision is going to be made on a public level, on an openly public level. As well as some transactions of some kind. They could just be energetic transactions. But Holy Spirit is saying just your presence is felt. Notice how stoic he looks. He's also wearing one of those powdered wigs. For some of the collective, this isn't you. This is someone else. This is a deceiver in disguise, pretending to be possibly your official person. Or that what they say goes, what they say is more official. But there are too many hidden truths. bringing good news, with it being right next to the sun dancers, joyful activities, celebration, and abundance. An abundance of good news, reasons to celebrate and be joyful. More reasons to create joy. What about this courthouse, Holy Spirit? Tell us a bit more for the collective, please. Next 48 hours. A message either for or from someone with the energy of the privileged lady. This could be you, not necessarily a woman, but the energy, the embodiment of the privileged lady. And a message. Some of it involving finances. For some of you, it can involve a love connection. Like someone sees you as the real deal and a magnet. An attractor. Blooming in multiple ways. She has the snowdrops around her feet, but also has the white roses tucked in her hat and her umbrella, as well as some blooms next to the gazebo here. And it looks like lilies. Something significant about snowdrops, roses, and lilies. Next 48 hours, a message either from or for a privileged lady. So this is about wealth, ease, youth, health, beauty, charm, fun, creativity, luxury. Any of those things could be relevant, and it's going to be different for everyone. For some of you, this could even be a younger mistress. And there's where that air of caution comes from, as a meddler, a deceiver. Someone who is vain, clueless, mean girl vibes, snobbery, disdain, wayward, headstrong, younger mistress. Shame on you. I just heard we don't fight over the DICK. And no, I'm not going to say it out loud. And we don't. Lust isn't even on our priority list, let alone at the bottom. Holy Spirit wanted that to be mentioned. Family-related grief But also, there is still prosperity. Whatever it is that we're going to be guiding and supporting is going to be resolved, resulting in more prosperity, creativity, and wellness for all involved, even the deceivers. A more gentle approach was mentioned earlier, and that's what this also represents, is a gentle approach. Being more gentle with how we deliver our messages. Also, not being as hard on ourselves as we typically would be about our finances and the struggles. This is also a message of love. Don't forget that. Number 7. In the next 48 hours, we are going to get some kind of news about something that's going to occur within a week. So it would be 9 days from now. So in the next 48 hours, we were getting the message. And then the 7 days to follow that is when it's all going to come into fruition. Interesting. Some of you may even make the news, but not propaganda. Holy Spirit just said, not propaganda. And with it being right by the privileged lady, this is not going to be any kind of low-level spirits or energy affecting us. It's all good correspondence. Yeah, good news. Yeah, it's good news. Whatever it is, good news coming in the next 48 hours. And in our immediate orbit, we have high honor, which entails a lot for this privileged lady energy. Positive paradigm shifts. That resilience is about to be rewarded, beloveds. Our resilience is about to be rewarded. Okay, these are going to be the final messages for this session. Your ambition, skills, and knowledge are recognized now, announcing success, acceptance, a high honor relationship, implying an invitation or even a declaration of love, problems being solved, resolutions of difficulties, and knowing that we are deserving of our awards. This could be graduating, completing some kind of training, receiving more support and recognition from your peers, an academic degree, certification, awards, medals, or just gratitude from others, receiving whatever it is in terms of guidance and support. And enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy and embrace the changes as well, Holy Spirit just said. Number 9. Moving and with no plans to return. No turning back. Becoming more adaptable. Pointing to a time for change. Changes in location, social situations, career moves, as well as relationships with others and our own outlooks on our lives. The shift in perspective was one of the first messages to come out. Taking some possessions with you, but space and circumstances require some to be left behind, both physical and emotional. With that courthouse card, it's not only representing the collective or some of the collective as a significator, but somebody is about to get served in terms of a relationship. And I don't enjoy being the bearer of bad news. But again, this is a misfortune, possibly even a double misfortune for someone else other than the collective. Meanwhile, positive messages are coming in the next 48 hours. That are going to lead to a change in the next 7 days. That's it. Someone's either going to get served by us as the collective, or worse, some kind of judgment against them. And we're not talking about personal judgment, like judging others like that. No. No, that's not the card that's out. That would be adjudication. This is the courthouse. Or somebody's getting served divorce papers. Perhaps even a legal Dear John. Formal separation. Or this could also involve an adoption of some kind, a fostering that could be coming to an end. I just heard aged out, like somebody is about to age out of the foster care system as well, and they're going to be leaning into the collective for support and guidance. Okay, I have to leave it alone from there. I could keep going and going and going. Thank you so very much, Multiversal Soul Familia, for tuning in. It is 12:21 p.m. as I looked at the clock. Let's take a look at this number. That's going to be our closing message. And it involves relationships. I already know that much. But this time is going to be somebody grateful for your life's blessings and the blessings that are yet to come. An attitude of gratitude attracts more blessings, new beginnings, leadership, ambition, balance, harmony, and partnerships. Those that are built on trust in one another, as well as trusting in the process as it unfolds. I love you so very much. Multiversal soul. Familia. And I thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in with much gratitude and appreciation from my heart chakra to yours. Brightest of blessings.